how do you experience anything? How do you know anything? How do you know I am sitting here? This is what we're inquiring to. How do you know I'm sitting here? Because your eyes pick up this image. But then how do you know what your eyes pick up? Because your mind is engaged. And I guess this is the right time to go through it briefly. This is just a favorite little bit of science that's helpful to bring in here. You remember how sight works? It's really, I've used this in other classes, but it's fascinating. And it really makes an interesting point. The point that it makes eventually is that you do not directly see the Swami sitting in this chair. Absolutely not. You do not directly see the Swami sitting in his chair. Why? Do you remember in a science class when you learned about how eyesight works? It begins with light bouncing off the object, striking your eyes. On the front of your eyes are two lenses. Those lenses focus the image on the retina of your eye, which is in back of the eye. And if you remember, the lenses also invert the image. So first thing that I find very interesting is right now, on the back of your eyeballs are two 1/4-inch tall, upside down Swamis. Correct? Absolutely correct. On the back of your eyeballs are two 1/4-inch tall, upside down Swamis. Then things get more complicated. As you remember, the retina has all these sensors, the so-called rods and cones, which convert this optical light into optical energy into nerve impulses. These nerve impulses go from the right eye into the optical cortex and left part of the brain, goes from the left eye to the optical cortex and the right part of your brain. This is getting very confusing. Already we got two Swamis. They're upside down, they're 1/4-inch tall, and they're backwards because this optical nerve does this crisscross. Is that what you see? Upside down, backwards, 1/4-inch tall. That's not what you see. So the one that you see, first of all, is not the one that's out here, which is the first step, Rupam. Then we come to the next step, Lochanam. Your eyes pick up through this very complex process, and the eyes then convey to your brain all these nerve impulses. Is that what you're experiencing right now, nerve impulses? You see me. The me that you're seeing is not out here on the chair, it's in your mind. An image of me has been fashioned in your mind. Now, I went through this process to illustrate. These are three completely different levels. There are objects outside in the world. They are 2 steps removed. We're actually going to find out 3 steps removed. They're 3 steps removed, as you'll see. Because these objects outside in the world, first of all, have to be picked up by these really complex sensors we have, eyes and ears and our other senses. Every one of the senses are incredibly complex, the way that they work. And then even the senses, all they pick up is nerve impulses, right? So those nerve impulses are not what you perceive. Those nerve impulses go to the brain, and through a miracle that no one quite understands fully yet, in spite of the fact that neuroscientists have been studying this for decades. They still don't understand how, as a result of all these inputs to the brain, an image of me is formed in your mind. That's the 3rd step. 3 steps so far. And the image of me in your mind is known or unknown? Known, of course. Known to whom? The simple answer is to whoever is seeing it. That person is called Sakshi, witness or observer. So the last step, Sakshi literally means witness. The one who witnesses the activities of the mind. Dhivrittayaha, the activities of the mind, are all drishyaha, they're all observed. And observed by what? Sakshi drikeva. There is one that witnesses the activities of your mind. That is Drig eva. That is the observer of your mind. And that one, Drig eva, that observer of your mind, we call here Sakshi, witness. Okay. We're describing your experience, right? So we started off the class by observing that this is pretty fundamental stuff, difference between subject and object. Now you know it's not so straightforward. 5 minutes ago, you thought you were looking at me. If you've understood what we just discussed, you should now conclude that you are not looking at me directly. Rather, you are seeing an image of me in your mind. This is extremely important. That's not exactly how we commonly think, right? And this is what Vedanta does so brilliantly. It challenges our usual conclusions about our experience. We have experiences, normal experiences like sitting here, seeing me sitting here, but we constantly misinterpret our experiences, and this leads to suffering. It's another big topic. We're not going to go there for right now. But just understand that experiences can be misinterpreted. Like this experience. This is me. Of course it is, right? Wait a minute. This is perceived, right? Rupa? Rupa means it's an object, it's an external object, it's out there in the world. This body is known to me through my senses. I can see my body, I can feel my body. Hey, that's way out there, that's Rupa, form. How can it be me? After all, I am the Sakshi. Anything known is not me. Your physical body is known to you. How about aspects of your sukshma sharira, subtle body, that which enlivens your body? You know, for example, the function of your 5 senses. Your 5 senses are knower or known with regard to you, the Sakshi. Your 5 senses are known. Then, how about prana, life force? Do you know when you feel tired? You know you feel tired? Therefore, does tiredness belong to you or belong to the world of the known? Does tiredness belong to the knower, the Sakshi, the witness, you, or does tiredness belong to the world of the known, specifically your body? But look at the problem. You say, oh, Swamiji, I'm so tired. I am tired. Look at the language. We do this all the time. It's deeply wired into our minds. We've made this misinterpretation of our experience habitually from childhood onwards. Vedanta, and this text in particular, is going to challenge you to break that habitual misinterpretation of experience. What you experience is not you. You are that Sakshi, the observer, the witness. Body is experienced by you, not you. That which enlivens your body, prana, is experienced by you, not you. Thoughts. Whatever you're thinking about right now, whatever is in your mind right now, is it known? it's known. If it's known to whom? You, the observer, the sakshi, the Drig. And if those mental activities, if those thoughts are known, they're not you. And a very important mental activity to consider is emotions. When you feel sad, how do you know you feel sad? You know the presence of sadness in your mind. Is it not so? Of course. You know the presence of sadness in your mind. Therefore, with reference to you, the sakshi, the observer, isn't the sadness external? An external object which is not you? Look at our language. I am sad. I am happy. I am this. I am that. Drishyaha dhivratayaha. All the activities of your mind are known, and known to whom? Sakshi Drig eva. Sakshi, witness, is the one who observes. And before we finish this, let's just make sure we understand. What do we mean by sakshi, observer? Your mental activities are known to you. What is it that allows you to know your mental activities? This is pretty fundamental stuff. Very deep inquiry into a fundamental reality of experience. Mental activities are known to you. How? What a question. Mental activities are known to you. How? It's not exactly a process. It certainly isn't a very complicated thing. What you would say intuitively is, I just know. I am aware of whatever is happening in my mind. I am conscious of my mental activities. And these expressions are perfect. I am aware of mental activities. I am conscious of whatever is happening in my mind. Wonderful. I am conscious. And as we continue, we're going to finish it up by saying, I am consciousness. I am that consciousness by which all mental activities are known.